y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adi LeBron and I do lifestyle hair and vlog content and a couple yap session videos on the side if you haven't noticed. And in today's video we're going to be talking about coming out of hermit mode, how scary it can feel at first and how we can adjust to it as time goes by. So grab yourself a cup of coffee or a beverage or whatever you like to drink and let's get right into it. I'm not sure if you guys can relate to this, but I am a very sensitive person. I feel different energies. I could walk inside of a grocery store and I could feel what the cashier is feeling. It's very weird. I've been like this ever since I was a little girl. The only reason why I went into hermit mode is because I needed to reset and to take a break from what was going on in the world. You know, there's so much going on in the news, politics, etc. In my personal life as well. I didn't really take time to get back to me. I didn't really, focus on my personal needs. So after December, basically in December, I kind of had like a free trial of coming out of hermit mode because I had to participate in a couple of events that I promised that I would be there a couple months before, and I didn't realize how close those months were coming. So I came out of hermit mode a little bit for about like 3 weeks, talked to a couple people, reconnected with people that I haven't seen in a long time. And it was a little bit, it wasn't weird at all. I felt like it was a test that I had to go through, and the way I reacted to certain situations, I feel like I did a really good job. I, stood my ground. I set my boundaries. I didn't over explain myself. I didn't tell too much about myself to people, and that's a good thing because I am an over explainer. I love to tell people like about my personal life stories, because if you're talking about something that I can relate to, and if I have a story that relates to your situation, I love to explain my side of the story so that we could have some type of mutual ground and mutual understanding of each other. I love connecting, so I would always tell people my business. After a couple life lessons, I realized that not everybody is your friend, and some people will only ask you what you got going on to see if they're, ahead of you, because some people are in competition with you and you don't even freaking know. And that's what's sad about today's society. I'm sure this happened back in the day. This is not a new thing. Some people will ask you questions about your personal life just to keep tabs on you, and it's sad because you really want to connect with people and they could use the information that you give them against you. And I learned that the hard way, as I'm sure most of you have. So after my version of a free trial of coming out of hermit mode, January 1st hit, and I'm not sure what happened, but I kind of shut down and I wanted to go back into my shell really bad. From January 7th up until, let's say, sometime in March, I deactivated all my Instagrams, my main Instagram account. I went back into my shell. I was bed rotting for at least 3 to 4 days a week. It would take me an hour to get out of bed to go to work. I wasn't going to the gym at 5 a.m. like I usually would. I wasn't doing my meditation, my devotion before I go into the gym. I was basically not following my regular regimen, and it kind of felt like I felt kind of stuck because it was a new year. I felt like I didn't accomplish what I needed to accomplish in the years before. I'm not saying what I'm trying to say. I felt like I didn't accomplish anything last year, and that is when I took the time to do a deep self-reflection of myself, and I pinpointed everything that happened last year compared to what's going on this year, and I realized that I'm not in the same place that I was last year. In fact, I am doing 10 times better. And sometimes we have to really take the time to notate, do the work, do the shadow work, journal, really sit with yourself and see and compare where you were last year from where you are now, because I have a tendency to look at other people's Instagrams and compare their story to my story. But one thing that I've been saying in all my other videos, the comparison is the thief of all joy, and you can't keep staring at people's social medias because people only post the good things. They only post the best things that are happening in their lives. They don't post the bad moments, and that's what I had to realize. Okay, so I had to disconnect and reconnect with myself, do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of shadow work, a lot of journaling, a lot of, sitting in the freaking sun in nature, because that is where I get my most downloads. Okay, but anyways, I was in my shell. One thing about isolation, this is one of my favorite quotes, okay? You can take the time to grieve your past self, but time won't wait for you. Okay, I've been saying this to myself for years. I don't remember where I heard this quote from, like the first time I've heard this quote, but once I've heard it, it stuck with me, and it still resonates with me today. So you can take the time to grieve, but time won't wait for you. And that is why I decided to come out of my isolation period. I said, Audie, this world is way too big for you to be stuck in your past self, to be grieving something and someone that doesn't exist anymore. Oftentimes we find ourselves grieving a person that doesn't exist anymore because we are used to staying in that energy of who you used to be. And usually it's also a good thing to feel that way, because that means that you're moving on. You're just grieving who you used to be and moving on to the next level. So that's just something that I had to work through. Coming out of my isolation period, it's always scary. I kind of feel like a fish out of water. Bro, every time I record, it's always something. It's always freaking something. It's always something. Oh my gosh. So after my camera rudely interrupted me, I was saying that the way that I was able to avoid burnout or crashing out is giving myself mini breaks in between creating or content creating or working on whatever I am working on at the moment. Because I'm the kind of person that when I am motivated, I go ham. In the beginning of my YouTube journey, I was doing shorts back to back. I would literally wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, go to the gym, come back from the gym, shower, then eat, then pop out 3 short videos, record for like an hour doing different kinds of hairstyles, because I was doing natural hair content, because that is what was picking up in the algorithm for shorts, because I wanted to be able to build my following, to make long form content videos on the side. So I was doing everything plus editing a vlog. I did this for 6 months straight. I built up my following to 1,000 subs, and in November, something just made me want to shut down, and I didn't want to pick up the camera because I grew to hate making natural hair videos. And this is not to say that I won't ever do a natural hair video ever again. It's just that I was doing something that I didn't truly enjoy. It started to feel like work. Doing my hair is one of my hobbies. I love doing my natural hair, but it started to feel like a chore, like a job, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I just stopped recording. And I stopped being consistent for at least 4 months. And then December happened, January happened. I did like a kind of a piss poor vlog, and there was no passion, there was no direction. And I felt like I didn't know what I really wanted to create anymore. I felt so lost. So I just stopped. And I took some time to think to myself and say, hey, Audie, why not you just create something that you actually like doing? And that's what I did. So now when I'm creating content or working on whatever project, I set timers and I'll work on it for 30 minutes, put my timer for 30 minutes, and once it goes off, I get up, I take a break, I eat a snack, I stretch in between, and then I go back into it. And that's been helping me out so far. Okay, so it's absolutely normal to take mini breaks throughout the day, because you don't want to be crashing out. That's not cute. We have to be gentle with ourselves. Okay, so that's just something that I had to learn to do, because I'm not sure if you guys can relate to this, but growing up in school, whenever we would be working on a paper or whatever, I would literally tell myself, you're not getting up from this desk until you finish this paper. And I'll finish the paper at like 1 a.m. and I haven't eaten anything. I haven't, sipped on any kind of beverage or water. And my mom would actually get mad at me for doing that. And that's just something that I have to break away from. That is a slave mentality. We got to break away from that slave mentality. But that's just something that I would do. And guys, just give yourself a break. It's okay. It's going to get done. It's going to get done. The work will get done, okay? So that's just something that I had to figure out. A lot of the times, we need to go into hermit mode. We need to take time to recuperate and to rest, because a lot of the times when we are on go, we don't really check in with ourselves. We don't really, take the time to, ground ourselves. We are everywhere. Also, another thing that I wanted to talk about is coming out of hermit mode. You move out your own pace. You're not used to life happening so fast. So when I started to get invited to, certain events and everything, it was a little bit like, all these people are calling me and texting me. Like, I literally jump when I get a text message or whatever. Like, it gives me a heart attack when somebody's calling me, because I'm just not used to that, okay? So I also kind of went through a period last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember the time frame exactly, but I just couldn't really, I was going through something very personal and I couldn't really talk to anybody. I'm the kind of person that when I am going through something, yes, I have to learn to tell people straight up that, hey, I am not doing the best right now and I cannot speak on it right now, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. So I ghosted a lot of people. I really just needed to take time to myself and really reevaluate the situation that I had just experienced. So it took me a minute to, get back on my feet, but I am back. That's why I haven't posted in a while. But this also ties back to, coming out of hermit mode, how you have to take things slowly because you are so used to moving at your own pace. People aren't going to be able to adjust to the way that you move because they're just used to being on go. So, just relish in the feeling of your slowness. Don't put pressure on yourself to expand too quickly. Take your time. And that is just something that I had to teach myself, to take my time to get back out there. Take my time. If you feel like you can't really go somewhere yet, if you can't really pop out yet with your friend, it's okay. Just communicate that to your friend, okay? When you have healing energy, you have to oftentimes check in with yourself to make sure that you are okay. And that's why it's so important to protect yourself before you go out into the public. You need to protect your space, protect your energy. You can do that by praying, making sure that you are not being attacked by other people in the spiritual world, because this is very real. If you do not protect yourself, protecting yourself is so important, guys. And I sometimes I would just throw myself back into spaces without even really thinking about it. But you really have to protect your space, protect your energy, and check in with yourself so that you aren't worn out, okay, by the end of the day. Because a lot of people could throw different things on you, cast different things on you, speak negative things over your life. And if you are not protecting yourself, you can be affected. And that is just something that I had to force myself to realize. So my loves, it's important to move at a comfortable pace and set small, achievable goals coming out of hermit mode, because you don't want to just throw yourself out there. You also want to practice self-compassion throughout this process, because you are still fragile. You want to make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard, okay? All right, guys, and I believe that this approach helps ease the transition and also fosters a positive and sustainable re-entry into social and professional life, guys. So once again, be easy with yourself. Don't try to, give yourself the hardest task out there to complete because you feel like you have something to prove, guys. Just take it slow. Start with small goals at first, and then you can start expanding, because we are meant to be out there. We are meant to be experiencing people. We are meant to be social, meeting new folks, sharing our energy with others, but also protecting our energy, because you don't want to be around no energy vampire, because you will be drained out. But you just got to put yourself out there. We got to get back in the world. There's this TikTok song, I'm going to insert it.
You got to get back out in the world. Get back out on the road. I mean, the core of man's spirit comes from new experiences.
But yeah, you have to get back out in the world, learn new things, go out, travel, experience your city, because you are bigger than bed rotting for 4 days at a time, back to back. Get up. Get up! Like, get up. Get up, literally, because you are too beautiful, you're too pretty, you're too smart, you're too educated, you're too bright. Your energy is so beautiful, and you should want to share that with others, okay? So that's all I really had to say today. And if you guys resonate with this video, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment and tell me how you feel, how are you feeling? Let me know how you're feeling, because a lot is going on in this world, and I love your comments. I love reading your comments, and I appreciate every single comment that I get on my videos. So once again, guys, I will see you guys in the next video, and bye. All the freaking time I would always say, I'm not recording! You just have to take things one step at a time, and because y'all chill, please. I didn't have all day. I had work. I had to actually like work.
Baby, please. Why won't these niggas just play with me? It starts with me and it ends with me. You hear me? It ends with me, nigga. Fuck in your face. What you gonna do now, nigga? You ain't gonna do. Yeah, on my dead grandson, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, nigga. Is this bitch on?
Don't do that. Because if you smudge my lens, I'm gonna smudge your face. Did you just grab my arm? Oh, wait, yo!